Recording Academy partners with GLAAD to promote LGBTQ+ inclusion in music. An historic new partnership, the Recording Academy and GLAAD are partnering to help foster greater inclusion for the LGBTQ+ community within the music industry. On Tuesday, the two organizations announced their new partnership in which the Recording Academy is donating $150,000 to the LGBTQ advocacy organization as a means of bolstering their efforts in, quote, diversifying the music industry and championing musicians in the LGBTQ+ community, end quote, according to a press release. The news comes days after GLAAD announced the nominees for their 33rd annual GLAAD Media Awards this spring, with artists including Lil Nas X, Halsey, Elton John, Brandy Carlisle, and many more receiving nominations for their work throughout the last year. Wow, I think it's very exciting because there are so many, what this also does, not just for big artists who may have some sense of some recognition, it also encourages all the YouTube artists, the TikTok people who are making music there, because there are some crazy talented TikTokers. So I think that's another bonus of this donation.
And Dale, I'm sorry, I just want to jump in real quick as it relates to you. When you were at Juilliard, was the music industry component of going to such a prestigious music school as Juilliard, was it LGBT embracing when you went?
You know, we didn't, this was a long time ago, yeah. we didn't really talk about it. It was not a topic of conversation in those years. I mean, there were plenty of people, certainly, who were gay, who were there, but it was not something we talked about.
Yeah. So you really are unclear if they would have been embracing because there wasn't a lot out.
And then now of course that's changed now. There are groups and organizations in the school, you know, student organizations. Yeah. So that's changed completely.
Okay. Sorry, John.
Well, I just wanted to point out that just for context for our viewers, the Recording Academy is also the one that sponsors the Grammys. So this really is a big deal that they are so embracing. And of course, I think there's like 493 categories for the Grammy. So everybody gets a Grammy. I was once nominated for singing in the shower.
Yeah.
I think. Don't you want to know what I was singing?
No. What were you singing?
No, you said no.
I'll buy.
I'm sure you were bent over picking up soap.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think this is a great opportunity to just leverage the opportunity for more artists to come out as LGBTQ before they get famous. Exactly. Because there's so many times where all of these, famous actors and artists come out after they become super famous, and then the gay community wants to, cling on to them and then own them. But is that really fair? Because they weren't there all along. So now they're riding on the coattails of them being famous. And I always say this with like Lil Nas X, and everyone calls him, a gay rapper, but he wasn't a gay rapper. No. That's not how he became famous.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And, I think it's interesting because the hardcore right, the Tucker Carlsons and the Fox Newses of the world say there's this evil gay agenda going on. Oh, yes.
There is.
You're watching an illustration.
You're watching it now.
Right now, you're watching it. And you know where it's chipping away? It's chipping away at black rap artists, as you just pointed out. It's chipping away at country music also.
Long time, yeah.
And the Recording Academy's notation, which is the Grammys, uses a very important word to help diversify. Yeah. Which means diversification equals equality. I just point out the brilliance of this story that we're very proud to report on tonight is GLAAD. If you ever wondered why an organization like GLAAD exists, they've just proved it. Because they have stepped into an organization to say the LGBTQ community is broadly super important to you, and your industry will improve if you diversify and focus on equality. And that's what GLAAD was able to do in opening the door. And this will lead not only to diversification and awareness in recording studios and recording and record companies and related music industries and songwriters in terms of the lyrics that they write about and being less misogynistic and all kinds of other things. That's what this first investment from the Recording Academy and GLAAD will lead to. Bravo on all accounts.
LGBTQ+ news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ